vested citizen of this township to express my feelings about the importance of including the library and the funding of this new facility on the police station property. There are several reasons for this. I do not want my tax dollars being spent on a high-maintenance facility that dates from the 1920s when we have an opportunity to invest in a modern facility offering resources available to a growing and changing township. I recently attended a business breakfast meeting at the library, and after circling the surrounding blocks in the library area, I finally found a parking spot 2 blocks down Darby Road, which not only made me late for the meeting, but trying to get out of my car to avoid the speeding cars traveling on Darby Road put my life at risk. This experience alone makes me want to drive to Bryn Mawr and park at the safer and more modern facilities of Ludington Library versus taking my chances and not finding a parking spot at the 2 minimal 17 parking spaces that our library currently offers. I would think that we would all agree on the fact that a clean, well-maintained library infrastructure offering quality resources with accessibility is required in a township to maintain the high standard of living we enjoy here in Havertown. If you can make the library a place any citizen can easily visit and enjoy their time doing research or just finding a quiet place to read their favorite novel, you will continue to make Havertown one of the jewels to live in the Philadelphia area. If we continue to put good money after bad by maintaining an aging facility and not put that money into a new facility, don't be surprised if our area declines in its standard of living. We don't have to travel very far to see how the closing of libraries in the city of Philadelphia due to budget constraints has negatively affected some of those areas. I am more than willing to pay higher taxes if it means providing a modern and accessible library for me and succeeding generations in my family to enjoy. I understand the individual tax burden increase on this less than $20 per year. Sounds like those numbers are a little bit different. But the way I look at it is there's not much it's not much when you consider the downside risk of not taking action on this. Again, thank you for your time, and I urge passage of funding for the new library facility at the police station property. Thank you.
All right. Anybody from the audience would like to speak on anything, any agenda item? Anybody over here? This side? Anyone? There being none, let us move on. We did.
We did turn off. Yep.
We're at, I believe, we're at ordinance 23, 20.
We are at number 8.
Mr.
President, or you could do this.
Mr. President,
Commissioner Hall.
motion to adopt the second reading of ordinance number P23-2013, further revising Chapter 182 zoning by defining and adding provisions for portable storage units as a temporary accessory use in certain residential districts and corresponding standards and definitions.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? There being none, call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
McGarity?
No.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
And Mr. Oliva?
Yes. Number 9, ordinance P29, 2013.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the second reading of ordinance number P29, 2013, establishing traffic restrictions on the following highways. Install stop signs on Pickwick Road at the intersection of Devon Road, on Merwood Drive at the intersection of Colfax Road, creating a 4-way stop, on Tenby Road at the intersection of East Park Road, creating a 3-way stop, on Landillo Road at the intersection of Bewley Road, creating a 3-way stop, installing speed bumps on Upland Road between Manoa Road and Washington Avenue, parking of vehicles prohibited at all times, subsection 175-91, Schedule 16 amended to include the east side of Darby Road from Langhorne Avenue to a point 30 feet south.
Before we get a second, you need to clarify. You said Mary.
Did you say
Mary?
Merwood or Murray?
Marybrook,
Marybrook.
yeah.
Okay, so it's Marybrook.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, Jim, you seconded?
Yep.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
And Mr. Oliva?
Yes. Number 10, ordinance number P32, 2013.
Mr. President.
Thank you.
Commissioner,
Sorry?
Commissioner?
Mr. President, I move we adopt first reading of ordinance number P32-2013, establishing traffic restrictions on the following highways. Install special purpose parking space in front of 4 Myrtle Avenue. And I have to make a change right here. It's first reading, so I can. It is not directly across from 2632 Chestnut Avenue. It is directly in front of 2632 Chestnut Avenue. And I've confirmed that with Deputy Chief Viola. And also to reduce the restriction on the 2600 block of Chestnut Avenue, which currently has no parking here to corner, from 60 feet north of the intersection with 700 block of Humphrey Street to a point approximately 30 feet north, more in keeping with the restrictions throughout the township.
Okay. Motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, but I want to make a confirmation on this. Which one is it? 4 Myrtle Avenue is separate.
Right, and this is directly.
Yes, two different
right.
ones.
This is directly in front of 26.
In front of 4 Myrtle is correct
Two.
as written, and directly across from 2632 Chestnut should be directly in front of 2632 Chestnut.
Is Myrtle?
Two different,
It's two different.
two different parking spaces, two different wards. And then to reduce the restriction, a no parking restriction on the 2600 block of Chestnut Ave.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. Please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. McGarity?
Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
Mr. Oliva?
Yes. Number 11, resolution number 1910, 2013.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner D'Amelio.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 1910, 2013, that all departments of the township shall utilize a National Incident Management System, NIMS, prescribed by the Department of Homeland Security.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. McGarity?
Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
Mr. Oliva?
Yes. Number 12, resolution number 1911, 2013.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt resolution number 1911-2013, approving the minor subdivision plan for Rayer Builders, 1254 Leadham Road, for the properties at 1254 Leadham Road, known as DC Folio number 22-09-01603-00, also known as Parcel A, and 1250 Leadham Road, known as DC Folio number 22-09-01602-00, known as Parcel B, have been submitted to permit the subdivision of Parcel A, a 19,000 square foot parcel, into 2 lots, and the reverse subdivision of a strip of land from Parcel B to add to Parcel A. The resultant lot areas are as follows. Lot number 1, 10,000 square feet. Lot number 2, 9,600 square feet. And Parcel B, 16,400 square feet. The subject properties are zoned R4 Residential District and are located in the 9th Ward. The aforesaid plans were prepared by Catania Engineering Associates, dated September 9th, 2013, subject to the recommendations of the Planning Committee. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, can you clarify what this is for?
Yeah, they're taking one property, subdividing it into 2, both having sufficient frontage to build 2 homes, 50-foot frontages on Leadham Road. At the Planning Commission, both the neighbors on either side and across the street came forward and spoke for the,
In favor?
in favor of it as an improvement to the street.
That is in the 9th Ward.
Any deviations from the recommendations of the Planning Commission?
No, there were no stipulations. They were they were happy with, there were probably some minor stipulations, but nothing
What I mean is,
substantial.
is there any effort to deviate from what the Planning Commission has suggested?
No, I think the only recommendation is they move the driveway to the other side of one of the homes.
Great.
Please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. McGarity?
Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
And Mr. Oliva?
Yes.
Mr.
Number
President,
13.
make a motion
resolution.
to adopt Resolution Number 1912, 2013, approving the final land development and lot consolidation plan for Quarry Center LP for the property located at 116 Township Line Road, Route 1, south of Westchester Pike, Route 3, Haverford Township, Delaware County, and known as Delaware County Folios numbers 22-09-02376-00, 22-09-01853-00, 22-09-0236-00, 22-09-02037-00, 22-09-02038-00, 22-09-02040-00, 22-09-02-08400, and also known as Delaware County Tax Map Parcel Number 22-39-30, paragraph 000, was approved by the Board of Commissioners by Resolution Number 1811, 2011, on October the 11th, 2011, subject to compliance with the recommendation of approval for emergency vehicle access by the appropriate fire officials. All other conditions and/or restrictions contained in Resolution Number 1811, 2011 shall remain in full force and
Second.
effect.
Wow.
And I'm not
Let's keep
repeating
talking
it.
over
A mouthful, Bill, but what is this for?
And Mr.
Okay.
Okay,
This is the
so-
final land development approval.
I'm
for the-
sorry, please.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded?
Second.
Okay, it was seconded. Okay, now go ahead.
It was.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't know it was
The
seconded.
final lot, it's the final consolidation plan for the Quarry Center,
So
shopping center on Township Line. If Lori can address any specific questions you have, but
is this going to allow them to continue building on there, or I mean, is this just for road, or is it because it says emergency, approval for emergency vehicles?
well, this is the final plan, but go ahead, Lori.
Actually, this is a modification of the final plan that you've already approved. The original plan called for a freestanding restaurant with a drive-through window at this site, Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Lar, I tried.
Everybody
They
wants
tried.
Disappointing.
And Chick-fil-A is not going to be a tenant there. So in its place, small bay retail stores are being proposed, but they're moving closer to the Kohl's, and they don't have full access entirely around, which is where the recommendation about review with the fire chief. It's got access on three sides, and a creek on the other side. So, any other questions? Because the applicant is here and his engineer is here.
So no Chick-fil-A, so can I withdraw my support of the original Quarry? We can't go back, huh?
I thought that was a
The
stipulation.
Chipotle's been very popular, so you're welcome to go there.
Definitely
Boy,
won't put a
boy.
rooster
Fear the
fillet.
giant.
Too late, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's
They deliver?
stay on track. Anything further? Any further discussion?
No.
Being none, please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Abstain.
And Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Cluck, cluck.
Mr. McGarity?
I'm glad to see you, Mr. Crockett. Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
And Mr. Oliva?
Yes. Number 14, continuation of the citizens forum for non-agenda items. Anyone in the audience want to speak?
Please.
There being none,
Everybody's had it, yeah.
new business. Number 15, anybody new business?
Mr. President? Yes, the HPD is having a meeting for the community and for the business owners on Tuesday, November the 19th, from 6:30 to 8:30, and they have requested the use of the CREC and the facilities there for, it's a meet and greet for the new business owners and regular business owners in the community and potential business owners. I would ask the board respectfully to make a motion to allow the HPED to use the CREC free of charge in hopes of having this event that will, bring in new business and welcome everyone that's already here.
So you're asking us to co-sponsor the event.
I am. I'm asking you to co-sponsor the event if you feel you can do that.
Okay, the motion has been made. Can we get a second?
second
I
that.
certainly second it, yeah.
Okay, discussion?
Thank you.
Discussion.
Do we,
This is something that has been advertised by the HPED already. The public
Yes.
knows about it. It is worth noting, as one of our constituents got up earlier and talked about new business. I do trust this doesn't fall within, the kind of activity that has raised his concerns in the past about having things sneak up on us. I think this is a great opportunity, and really tonight is the appropriate time to ask and get its approval.
It's very close, Gary, so we kind of have to do it, but
Okay, Gary has given us his approval. We got double thumbs up.
thanks.
Excellent.
All right, please call the roll.
Mr. D'Amelio?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Siegel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. McGarity?
yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mr. Heilman?
Yes.
And Mr. Oliva?
Yes.
9 o'clock.
Number 16, other business. Commissioner D'Amelio.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing really, just two things really. Just I'll thank you for this information. I will send this out to my residents for them to review it, and certainly if they have any questions.
It will be on the website too,
Oh, good.
okay?
Okay.
So if they want to go out to the website to,
Oh, so I could download it from there? And
you can
send the
download it
file?
from them and send a file
It's already
to,
on my website if you need it, so.
send a
Okay.
link, whatever you like.
Beautiful. The only other thing I have is 50 years ago, John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and I've been watching all the JFK shows, and they were pretty interesting, but it's hard to believe that 50 years ago, John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and I was only 3 at the time, but kind of inspired me, really, to get into politics. It's one of the reasons why I did. I certainly, when I listened to some of his speeches, they're very moving, and I think it's such a tragedy, and this country certainly lost a great president, as far as I'm concerned, but that's it.
Well, can you tell us, do you have a theory?
No, no, please.
I do.
No, but he does have an alibi, all right? He was only 3.
Only 3.
He was with John.
I hate to say this, but I kind of lean towards a conspiracy, but that's just me.
Okay, Commissioner Hall.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate all the re-elected commissioners and tell them what a pleasure it is working with all of you in the last 2 years. I'd also like to thank all of the candidates that participated. It's not easy to participate, and it's lovely to see people come out and really be dedicated to their community and take a chance and try to run for office. I think all of us appreciate everything that all of our volunteers do every day, and running for office is something that takes a lot of time out of your personal life, so thank you for running. And I also would like to say that it was a lovely evening. I appreciate all the input and all the hard work that everyone's doing. And I feel that we're very lucky that we can even discuss things like this. There are a lot of places around the world where you can't. So all of it's good. We'll get through it. And I thank all of the participants, and I thank the board.
Commissioner Siegel.
Thank you. Just to follow up, I did provide, Mr. Gentili has the presentation tonight about the library and the municipal services building. It's on my website. I just want to thank people because as you know, I have my own Fourth Ward website. And this week, after just over, almost 5 years on this board, it will hit 100,000 visitors in the next 2 days, which for,
7:30.
I'm quite pleased that it's used that much. So I want to thank people because it takes a lot of time, but I do appreciate that people are using it because 100,000 is a significant number. Otherwise, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
The 5th and the 6th Ward would certainly appreciate the 4th Ward website.
Commissioner Holmes.
And the third.
Yeah, and the 3rd. Mr. President, thank you. I appreciate what Mrs. Hall said. I want in particular to commend my opponent, Ronald O'Connor Jr. He waged a good, meaningful campaign. Ronnie got a lot of votes, and if there's a message I learned from that, it's that even after 8 years, there are still people, in the 6th Ward that I need to convince that I'm the right person for this job, and I hope to spend the next 4 years doing that. I will start that 1 week from now. I guess it's 2 weeks from now. 1 week from now, we have the budget meeting, which is next Monday night. But the following Monday night, we'll have a discussion about the library. I was uncharacteristically quiet tonight about that. I can assure everybody I will not be on the 25th. That's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Howman.
Nothing new, other than I wanted to address the thing Gary said about, sometimes the new business stuff just comes up, and it's a time issue. Last meeting, I had to bring up asking Jim Burns' firm to represent us for the billboards. If I hadn't, we would have missed the opportunity to do so. And, we would have some billboards on Westchester Pike. So sometimes it happens that it has to happen. Last month, I think we actually had like 3 or 4, but they were all time. And, I hated it when it happened with previous boards, but sometimes it just does, so.
Thank you. Commissioner McGarity.